Hi folks, this is Jeff from Distressed Loan Advisors, and today we'll be discussing some of the worst pieces of SBA workout advice we've heard in nearly a decade of working in this field. Over the years, we've gotten calls from all corners of the country about people's issues when it comes to SBA loans. Borrowers share some of their experiences with us, and they often share some of the advice they've gotten from attorneys or other consultants. Frankly, some of that quote-unquote advice just leaves us shaking our heads because it misses the mark so incredibly badly. What follows are some of our favorites, and by favorites, I mean some of the worst recommendations we've heard. Number 1. Sell your business to yourself or a friend, settle your personal guarantee, then buy the business back later. This isn't a sophisticated strategy, it's fraud. If you were to explain the details of this shady maneuver to your bank, we guarantee that the bank and the SBA would shoot it down. We'd also venture to guess that whoever pitches this scam won't advocate full disclosure to the SBA because they know what the bank would say. Trust us, if this were legit, we would do it too. But it's not, so we don't, and you shouldn't either. Number 2, ignore your lender for a while, and at some point they'll be willing to settle for less than they would right now. This one usually comes from a CPA or an attorney who's never handled an SBA settlement before. Unfortunately, what they're telling you is the exact opposite of the truth. The best settlements we've had all happened while the bank was still servicing the loan. If you ignore the bank and hold out for a pennies on the dollar settlement, you'll be waiting forever. Once the bank deems your account to be uncollectible, they'll refer it to the U.S. Treasury, which will add a hefty 28% penalty to your loan balance, then demand at least 50% of the loan balance. Recently, we've been hearing as high as 80%. Trust us, settling sooner than later will almost always be your best bet. Number 3, don't do a short sale on your business unless it includes a release of your personal guarantee. This, sadly, just shows someone's ignorance of the SBA default process. The SBA requires that the short sale be consummated before an offer in compromise can be submitted. Sure, we can argue until we're blue in the face about how unfair that is, but it won't change the facts. The SBA won't negotiate your offer in compromise until the building or assets are liquidated. We've seen people walk away from sales thinking the SBA would blink. It didn't. And number 4, you need to submit an offer in compromise in order to get a lien released from your home following a Chapter 7 personal bankruptcy. Yeah, no, that's wrong. Once your personal guarantee is discharged in bankruptcy, an offer in compromise is not needed in order to get a lien released from your personal residence. In fact, if your lender is a preferred lender, and most major SBA lenders are, the SBA doesn't even need to know about it. Their regulations specifically state that a notification isn't required. To get a lien released, only the bank needs to agree to it, and there should be no personal information disclosed by the former guarantor, since he or she is no longer personally liable. In other words, the personal financial situation of the homeowner is not relevant, and the bank shouldn't be asking for it when it comes to lien releases. You should be very wary of anyone giving advice like what you've heard here. The default process isn't fun, but if you do it right and play by the rules, it'll go much more smoothly for you. For more on the process, visit us at www.jasontees.com and don't hesitate to contact us if you'd like to talk about your specific SBA default case.